Hey everyone. In this video I want to talk to you about how to get over the pain of not being wanted by someone. So this is something that actually took me quite a lot of time to get right in my own life. I used to get very much affected by feeling like I wasn't wanted by a woman if she ended up rejecting me or ghosting me or whatever it may be. So what I want to share with you in this video is what actually helped me get over this problem in my own life. So the first thing that really helped me was basically thinking about the importance of only choosing people who also choose me. So what I mean by this is when someone is choosing you, you won't have to chase them. They basically will make themselves available to you. They'll be putting in effort, they'll reciprocate the effort that you're putting in, and they'll basically make it pretty obvious that they like you and want to have you in their life. And for those of you who are new here, I've actually made quite a few videos on why I don't believe it's worth chasing anyone at all, because it really isn't. And this whole concept of choosing people who also choose you brings that to light on why I believe this. If you're chasing someone, then what's the point? They're not choosing you. Why would you want to go after someone who you have to chase? I wrote down a few thoughts that basically encapsulate the way I think about this. And one of them is I basically think now, if a woman doesn't want me, then what's the point in trying to attract her, right? If she doesn't want me, then why would I even begin to attempt to change her mind? Because that's what you're trying to do. If she doesn't want you, you're trying to convince her that, hey, I'm good enough for you, you should like me. And that's just stupid. That's coming from a place of neediness, because what that's basically admitting is that you have no options in your life. So this one option that came up, this girl, means so much that you can't let her go, because then you won't have any options besides her. And even if that is the case, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to give her that much power over your emotional state to basically, if she rejects you, you're going to feel horrible. And even if she does accept you somehow, because yet again, that's a place of neediness, and neediness is very, very unattractive. So usually if you're in that place where you're trying to convince someone to like you, that's needy behavior, and they're probably going to reject you. I've just had enough experience here, and I've observed enough and know enough about human psychology that I can feel confident saying that. So you shouldn't feel like you have to convince anyone. And another thought I wrote down is, if she doesn't believe that I have value, then why would I even begin to attempt to convince her? And that basically ties in with the last thing. If someone doesn't see your worth, they don't see what you bring to the table, they don't see your value, then yet again, there's no point in convincing them. This all ties back to choosing people who choose you. Why would you want to go after someone who needs to be convinced that you're worth it? It doesn't make any sense. Really wrap your head around that. Do you really want to go after people who you have to basically feel like you're working to make them like you? That's so dumb. There's so many other people out there that you won't have to convince, who will see your value up front. You just have to find those people, because the more time you waste on these people who don't see your value, then the more you're basically preventing yourself from having opportunities to meet people who would be good for you. And you're also preventing yourself from having time to work on yourself, so you can work on that neediness and your other insecurities so they don't hamper you so much when you're dating. So I just don't see any point in going after people who don't want me. There just isn't any, there's no reason to do it. So I hope you can see what I mean here, because it truly is a waste of time, in my opinion. If somebody isn't choosing you, then I would say, if you continue going after them, you're chasing them. That's pretty much the case. I mean, if they're not choosing you, then you're chasing them. Because if they're not choosing you, you should just stop talking to them. And maybe in some cases they'll see your value after that point, because yet again, you're not being needy anymore, right? If you stop chasing them, the neediness is gone, because you only chase people from a needy position. So once you stop chasing, hey, you are holding power now. That's confidence. You're saying, hey, if they don't want me, then I'm okay with that. I'm going to pull away and go find people who actually do want me. And that will be attractive. So for all the guys out there, don't use this as a tactic to manipulate women into liking you. But I can say when it comes from a place where you're already feeling confident and you already are in that place of only wanting to choose women who choose you, then yeah, it will increase your odds of women pseudo rejecting you or thinking they have better options, but then coming back to you because they realize that you actually have value and you aren't needy like a lot of other men. So it can help there, but like I said, don't use it as a manipulative tactic. So just come from a place of confidence and being grounded and loving who you are and just only wanting to attract women in your life who will choose you. But this, yet again, it goes for all sexes, all genders, all sexual orientations. You just should get into the habit of choosing people who also choose you. And if your ego is getting hurt from this, like mine used to, then here's something that helped me in that regard. It took me a while, but I basically realized at some point that not everyone will like me, and that's more than okay. Because think about this. Do you actually want everyone to like you? Do you really? Think about that. Do you really want everyone to like you? You could have situations where you like someone and you think they'd be good for you, and that's because maybe you find them attractive or their energy is nice or something like that, and you're only focusing on that one aspect that's drawing you to them, and you're forgetting that maybe they have a lot of red flags that they're showing, or maybe they're not actually all that great for you. So if you like this person a lot and they end up liking you back, those red flags are going to become a huge problem if you get into a relationship with them. They could end up hurting you and really, kind of in a way affecting your personality for the negative. They could make you become a worse person just because their red flags end up hurting you so much that your personality is changed after that. You're not going to be as trusting of people, and it may make you more needy. It may give you just a bunch of insecurities that you don't want in a relationship. So do you really want everyone to like you? Do you really want the people who would be bad for you to like you? I hope not. I hope you can see what I mean here. Basically, I've come to realize that I don't want to be liked by just anyone, or just everyone, should I say, because some people are bad for me, and I don't want them to like me in return and get caught up in those feelings of lust and just, the attraction there and losing sight of the fact that they're actually a bad partner for me. So I hope you can realize this for yourself as well. You don't want to be liked by just everyone. So it's actually a good thing when people don't want you. They're doing you a favor. It hurts, I know that. But here's the thing. Getting rejected up front is never as painful as getting rejected further down the road. So if somebody rejects you as soon as you approach them and try to tell them that you find them attractive and want to get to know them better, that is far, far easier to deal with than getting into a relationship with someone and then years down the road or months or however long it may be, them saying, hey, you know what? I actually don't like you all that much. I'm going to break up with you. I want to go see other people. That hurts way more because the more time you invest in the person, the more you get connected to them, and then the more that breakup, that rejection further down the road is going to hurt. So I always take the position of I would much rather be rejected earlier or sooner rather than later, because if the relationship is destined to fail, then that rejection is going to come at some point. And if it doesn't come sooner, then it's going to come further down the road and it's going to be a lot more devastating. So just get into that mentality of thinking of rejection as a good thing. They're basically doing you a favor. They're saving you from future pain and wasted time because they're basically telling you, hey, I don't like you, I don't find you attractive, and that's okay. Remember, that's okay. There are plenty of other people who do. So just because one person or two people or three people, however many, don't find you attractive doesn't mean shite, okay? They're just 5 people out of everybody else on the planet, and you're going to find a lot of other people who will like you. So don't focus so much on the negative of these few people who don't find you attractive enough for them. That's okay. Just let them go. Think of their rejection as them doing you a favor for all the reasons I mentioned before, and then just pick yourself up and keep moving forward and looking for those people who will like you for who you are, who you won't feel like you have to be a freaking monkey dancing for their entertainment to make them like you. You don't want to be a court jester for people to attract them. That's just not a fun place to be in. Anyway, I'm getting really passionate here, as you can tell, so I'll step off my soapbox and basically summarize this video in saying that the easiest way to get over the pain of not being wanted by someone is just to develop that mentality of only wanting to choose people who also choose you, because that is such a powerful way to go through life, and it helps your relationship so much because, like I said before, it helps you deal with rejection and not really care as much, and it helps you just get over that pain of people not wanting you. You realize that it's okay, and it's actually a wanted thing, because you don't want those people who are half in or however much percentage into the relationship. You want people who are 100% in, who are choosing you the whole time. Anyway, I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci!